Hi, ladies. Welcome to the Alluring Womanhood and Femininity Show. I'm Monique Head, and you already know I'm a relationship coach to passionate, marriage-minded women. And you can catch me here every Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, and 12 noon Pacific in this live community if you want to catch it live. And if you happen to be watching the replay, you can get access to the live community by clicking in the description box below, and you can get the information there about how you can access this live. So today's title, well, let me begin. First of all, Friday is my birthday and there will be no show because I have been instructed to keep my calendar open. So there will be no show on Friday, August the 12th, the day of my birth in the year of our Lord. So welcome again. Today's title is, the thing that is better than beauty. Hey, Sharina, I see that you joined. The thing that is better than beauty. What could be better than beauty? Well, there is something. There's something that extends beyond beauty, something that extends beyond prettiness. And of course, that thing is feminine allure. But even deeper than that, another level to that, it's really about showing your human side. That's what it's about. It's about showing your human side. Another word for that could be vulnerability. And having vulnerability takes a lot of courage. And this is important, right? Because I know that you want to blossom into the best version of yourself. That's why you're here. That's why you're watching this video, or watching this live stream, or watching the replay. And that's why you are a part of this community. And before I even go on, let me just say this really quickly. If you have something that you would like me to discuss, you have a question, a topic that you'd like me to share. Hey, Nicole, good to see you. Welcome. Email me, Monique at feminineallureacademy.com, and go ahead and post it here. Or if you're watching the replay, post it below. Any questions that you have that I could address here on the Alluring Womanhood and Femininity Show. So I'm talking about the thing right now that's better than beauty, something that extends beyond that. And it's really your feminine allure. It's your charm. It's showing your human side. And I know that, we believe that we're showing it all the time. But when we are really confronted with that moment where it's so easy to lash out, to pop off, to live in that emotional turmoil, to become irritated, those moments don't serve us, right? To go that way. And those won't help you to blossom into the best version of yourself so that you can actually attract the masculine representation of you, so that you can get that man of principle, that man of character, that man of integrity. And feel like you can build something with someone. Right? There's one thing to get a man, it's another thing to actually keep him and to be together, to maintain it. So, we have to be able to deal with all the inner workings that happen in the process. Okay? And some of you know this. Maybe you are a divorced single. Maybe you're single, never married. You're single, married, or somewhere in between. It doesn't matter. Okay? Once we have to learn how to heal, right? Tend to the details of our life, heal that inner story so that we can show up as women who are fascinating, women who are amusing, women who are saucy and spunky, and whatever that looks like for you. Like, the woman that you want to be, the woman that you want to be in this world. And maybe you haven't even thought about it, to be honest. Maybe you haven't thought about, what type of woman do I want to be in this world? And, what type of man do I really want to attract in this world? And who must I become in order to get what I want? Whether it's a man, whether it's a job, whether it is just different opportunities, whether it's weight loss, whether it is building a business, all of those things, right? Who are you now and who must you become in order to get what you want? Because it's a two-step process. It's declaration first, and then it's transformation. Doing those things. So believing, identifying, claiming it, declaring what it is that you want, and then taking those steps to transform that, right? To transmute the fear that happens along the way, because it's a process. And anytime you're confronted with fear, confronted with anything that doesn't align with your vision of what you want, meaning like what? A simple example, you meet a guy and you go out and maybe you've been in an on and off relationship for quite some time. And that doesn't align with the vision that you set for yourself, because you said, by now, I thought that love would have just happened. I thought that I would have been married by now. I thought that, I would be happier or would have lost weight or whatever your story is, right? When that vision doesn't happen, when you're confronted with the truth of what the reality is right now, that can bring a lot of emotional turmoil within us. And because of that, sometimes we don't really get to show our humanness, that human side, that, that angelic side, because that's what you are. As the humans come in two species, male and female, and as the female, as the woman, you're winning. You're the winner. You're the more angelic of the creatures. And so I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about this because really showing that human side is so important when it comes to owning your femininity and really attracting your man and creating that lifelong loving relationship, because that is a thing that will help to nourish and nurture his masculinity. And this isn't just about doing for him because you get what you want. It's really a win-win situation. When you're able to do that, you skill up, right? The fact that there might even be some resistance to that is probably an indicator that that's what you need right now. So it's a skill, man. We got to skill up in all areas of our lives. And skilling up in your relationship, in your love life, and what you want to create in your love life, I believe is one of the best places to start. So, I'm thirsty. Pardon me while I get this, unscrew this Nalgene bottle. Making sure that I get all my water. Let me know where you're watching from if you're feeling what I'm saying so far. Welcome. And so what do I want to say? So when it comes to your femininity, when it comes to your feminine allure, when it comes to that thing that is beyond beauty, because there's something that's better than pretty, right? And as I mentioned before, it is your human side, your femininity, your, of course, your appearance, your mannerisms and your actions all matter, but it's also that energy. Energy matters because everything is energy. And so it can be very difficult to be that woman who nurtures herself, who honors her feminine spirit when she's, tight and bitter and really seeming to be an unfeeling woman. So if you think that, having these qualities of vivaciousness and radiance and joyfulness and girlishness, those things that we kind of lost along the way, that childlike spirit, that sense of innocence and unjadedness and untaintedness, and just, if you feel like if you've never had it, that's not true. It's just been suppressed. It's been suppressed because of the hurt. It's been suppressed because of the fear, right? But now I want to help you. It's time to really transmute that fear, to change that energy of fear, because fear is an illusion, right? It's intended to keep us safe, but it really keeps us small. It keeps us contracted when really there's an opportunity every day for women like us to expand, meaning expand by saying, really expressing tender feelings. And what I'm talking about today, if it seems kind of woo-woo or not really in alignment, it's really just about conscious communication with men and women, like conscious communication with people who are close to you, rather than doing what's normal, which might be lashing out or popping off or huffing and puffing, right? So using your words as your weapon instead of your wand, and being able to keep your commitments. So I have so many stories about how I wasn't this, really just stories about how I had taken on the masculine role. Like I was just kind of butch, to be honest, and not physically. Like I didn't look the part. I didn't look the part at all. But in my actions and in my mannerisms, it was so very just masculine. And a lot of times that happens when women like us, chic, educated, cultured, discerning, we're discerning women, and we have high standards. And so we oftentimes in a relationship with a man will take on that masculine role when he does it, when he does not. That means calling, right? When he doesn't call you back, and jumping the gun on that. That means like planning dates. That means, trying to be helpful to him. And you think that you're just really giving ideas, but we're so oblivious to, our charm, and we're so oblivious into the ways that what we say and what we do can really have an opposite effect of what it is that you want. So right now, after really committing myself to learning about femininity and studying and surveying and listening to God, listening to the messages that have been planted in my heart, and really developing, one of the things that I know that is so important, right, so that you will be able to see your human side, is just to really learning how to express tender feelings. That's what I want to share with you today, right? So that thing that's beyond beauty, that feminine allure, being able to show your human side will require you to learn how to express your feelings tenderly so that you can actually get what you want, so that you can be heard, you can be seen, you can create opportunities for a man to make you happy, right? You can create those opportunities that gives purpose to his life, and so that you can be happy, because men commit to women that they know that they can win with, right? So it's an opportunity to set him up for the win, but also you win because you get what you want if you're not attached to how it's done. So what this requires really is a new set of beliefs. It's a new set of behaviors, and really it's a new identity. Oh my gosh, that's what it is. It's a new identity. Going beyond beauty, beyond appearances, beyond what you used to be, beyond the story that you told yourself. What I'm creating here with the Feminine Allure Academy, and what I'm creating within Polish Your Potential, which is the name of my one-on-one mentorship, is new identity, new beliefs, new habits, new behaviors for women who want to blossom into the best version of yourself, like women who want to own their femininity, women who are tired of being triggered, tired of the emotional turmoil, tired of, my goodness, tired of the same old, right? Tired of criticizing in hopes that it will change behavior, when really what you want is support. You want to feel beautiful. You want to behave beautifully. You want to live beautifully. You want to have a relationship. You want to have a companionship. My gosh, you want to feel like your life is forward moving. That's what you want, right? And oftentimes it can't get, Sharina's like, yeah, I hear you, girl. That's what you want. And I'm speaking from experience. And if we can't get these simple things in our life, things that are within our atmosphere, what's this word here? Just our, like this kind of universe, this bioenergy field, I'm studying the energy right now. So like this energetic field that's around us, it's affecting, right? How we are in our relationships is affecting how we're showing up in the workplace. This is affecting how we're showing up with our parents. It's affecting how we're showing up with our friends. And for some, everyone is going to be different. Meaning that if you're not able to express yourself tenderly with your man, it may be difficult for you to express yourself and what you want, to stand up for what you want at work, to speak to your supervisor, and to claim, like, to talk about a promotion and why you deserve it, and the contributions that you've made to the team. Maybe it's that you have trouble expressing yourself when you're hurt, and so you kind of just fold your arms and see if the other person has what it takes to let your guard down, but that's not mature. And this is no attack. I've been there. That's why I'm able to speak about this. Okay. So I'm saying this out of love, to really pull you forward, to really polish your potential, to pull you out of the mud, really. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. Here's what I want you to do to really practice right now. Practice expressing those tender feelings. Practice operating in your feminine allure. Let me back up. Studies show that there are 3 phrases that are really, really difficult for people to say. Can you guess what those 3 phrases are? And they're all 3 words. 3 phrases, 3 words. Anybody want to take a guess? And I'll wait. Because apparently I get off this thing too fast. What are the 3 phrases and 3 words that are difficult for people to say? I'm worthy. Well, that's not a part of the study, but I believe that. Yeah. And I don't know, you know what, and I would say, I don't know if it's so much of people not, I think people are able to say that, but people don't take the actions that align with that belief. Like, people can say that, but I don't think that they really believe it. Meaning that they're not willing to take a step. Meaning, for example, investing in themselves, right? It's so easy to invest in other people, to help other people. But when it comes time to make a move, to step into your own vision, right? Let's just take this, for example, to step into polish your potential. We want something, but when we're really confronted with making that big leap, making that investment, it's like, ooh, I don't know, because we're stuck in the story. We're stuck in whatever that story is. I need, I want, I deserve. What? You need, you want, you deserve what? She got 2 words. You're close, Sharina. You're close. Those 3 phrases are, I'm sorry, was 2. That's a 2-word one. So I'm sorry is very difficult. I love you. And the final one is I need help. Those are 3 phrases, right? Those are 3 phrases that studies show it's difficult, the hardest phrases for people to say. So here's your assignment for today. LOL, that's it? That's it. That's it. That's it. But think about the times when you've been confronted with a guy, right? A special person, a parent, a sibling, a partner. And how difficult it is to say that I'm sorry. My gosh, the courage that it takes to say that, because we feel so exposed. We don't want to be seen as wrong, but guess what? That's the human side. When you're able to do that, rather than holding on, rather than remaining guarded, you're able to show that you're a woman of feeling, that you're a woman of vulnerability, and that you're a woman of power and grace and really confidence. Okay? You open up your heart and you allow yourself to be seen. You expose yourself. And that's the beauty in that, because it creates connection. You are depositing into the friendship bank. And whether someone wants to take advantage of that is up to them. But you've done your part. That's so true for all 3. Yeah, thank you, Nicole. So I'm sorry, I love you, and I need help. It's so difficult. I know that many women struggle with this when I need help, especially when it comes to receiving. Your ability to receive is going to increase a man's generosity towards you. I really believe that. And as, Lord Doyle says, when you reject the gift, you reject the giver. Think about all the times when you said, oh, I got it. Oh, no, thank you. Oh, it's okay. It's okay to show your human side. When you go to the grocery store and the bagger wants to say, hey, do you need any help carrying your groceries? Do you say, it's okay, I got it? Or you say, yes, thank you so much. Or are you like, oh, but there's so many other people inside here. When someone compliments your hair, do you just say thank you? Or are you like, oh my gosh, it's so dirty, but thank you, girl, anyway? Do you kind of deflect? Do you find yourself deflecting? Or are you able to stand in that? Because that's the conflict of us women, right? We want to be noticed, but when we're noticed, we're uncomfortable. We want to be seen, but yet we don't want to be seen. So there's like this kind of push and pull, push and pull. And if you're tired of that, right, you're tired of how that's showing up in other parts of your life, you're tired of how that's showing up at work, then it's time to polish your potential, right? I would love to support you in that. And if you have questions about polish your potential, you're curious about it, because it's going away soon, y'all. You're curious about it, you want to learn more, you know that you want to boost your confidence. You want to learn how to communicate in a way that your man doesn't pull away. You want to learn how to spark a man's interest without losing your integrity. You want to learn how to release the emotional turmoil and stand in your greatness instead of your emotions. You want to learn how to date with dignity. Yeah, that's someone's program, but I can say that. You want to learn how to date with dignity and just feel like your life is moving forward, right? Be able to discern the man who is good for you. And you want to stop being skeptical. You want to stop being, a cynic. Instead, you want to always exist as love. You want to be able to see the good in men. You want to know how to speak your mind and actually get what you want in a way that creates connection instead of distance, in a way that creates opportunity. Okay? You want to be able to meet men, like to have them drawn to you. You want to be able to shift your energy and make that energetic pivot towards your femininity, towards your feminine side, toward your more angelic side. If you know that you need to heal, like you know that there's more out there for you. You know that you need to be supported, and you're not really just sure how to do it. That's where I come in. Okay, and that's what Polish Your Potential is all about. And if this appeals to you, send me an email and let's have a conversation. Email me, Monique@feminineallureacademy.com. In the subject line, put "Let's Talk," and tell me what's your number one challenge that you're having right now. Right? What's the number one challenge that you're having right now? And what is it that you want? And then we'll set up a time to talk so that I can lay out a plan for you and your next steps. Okay? And speaking of next steps, here's your homework. I want you to practice expressing tender feelings towards your loved ones. Okay, so if you have children, if you have, just express your tender feelings towards them, accompanied by some sort of affection. There's so many times I see parents out here who don't, like when I'm with my family, we're on the phone and we all just say, "I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you," as we get off the phone with each other. And I remember going bike riding with some other family and friends, and it was just so beautiful to see one brother say to, "All right, y'all, I love you. Y'all take care. I love you. All right, I love you. I love you too." And for some people, that is not what. That's just not normal. I remember speaking to one girl. I was on the train going to a negotiations competition when I was in school, and so she was like, "You say I love you a lot," like it was a bad thing. "You say I love you a lot." I'm like, because it's true. We love each other. And that's how we were raised. So it can be awkward. That's the word. It can be awkward. So I want you to practice expressing those tender feelings to your children, to your siblings, to your parents, to your man, the man who's in your life. Okay? Express those feelings of tenderness. Express feelings of appreciation, accompanied by, some sort of affection, a kiss on the cheek, a hug, holding of the hands, and allow yourself to be seen as that woman who is human and who is feeling, right? That's the thing that goes beyond beauty. That's when you begin to operate in your feminine allure, okay? So, all right. Well, ladies, that concludes this session of the Alluring Womanhood and Femininity Show. You can catch me here again. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday, but not Friday because it's my birthday. All right, ladies. So, as I mentioned before, if this appeals to you and if you are curious about Polish Your Potential, if you're curious about, if you want to work with me privately for the next year, email me, Monique@feminineallureacademy.com. In the subject line, put "Let's Talk," and we'll just take it from there. And that way we can get on the phone and I can learn more about you and your situation and then lay out a plan for your next steps. Okay? Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, ladies. You all take care. Bye. God bless.